Hey everybody. Don't you love it when somebody starts a video with
Uh,
This is a video in which I'm going to poke my nose into a situation in which it really kinda doesn't belong. So last night, whilst streaming, I came across a video from Unit 522. And I was honestly kind of surprised at the content, the idea of the video. Dude was more or less talking about some shit that was on his chest that he wanted to get off. And I decided to go into the kind of go down the rabbit hole of where all this was stemming from. And in most cases, whenever there's like some beef, you usually only get like one side of the story. Like that's usually how that goes. You usually just get one side of the story. But in this case, there was actually two sides to come from. And oh shit, I'm playing ZOMBi. Um, so to give you guys like a short summary of what seems to have happened was there. This is there was what seemed to be an agreement between a channel owner named Dark Waters and a dude named King Spooky. King Spooky and Dark Waters. I don't know if it was a matter of like they had like some kind of like I don't want to say friendship, but like a fuck off game. Sorry. Really, that was my fault. So I don't know if it was like what you call like a mutual business partnership, but according to Dark Waters, King Spooky asked him to give him a shout out on a radio show he was going on. And because of previous encounters, he's like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. But what we can do is we can try to work together later on down the line. Oh my fuck. And what that entailed was, and again, NightFire, if I'm wrong, just like throw it out there that like, oh, okay, that's not how that happened. But according to the videos, anyway, that's how it happened.
If what I remember, anyway.
Right. So like, it was a matter of like, all right, I'm gonna do a video, send it to you. You can put it on your channel, and here's you send me one, I'll put it on my channel so we can cross promote. So Dark Waters did his bit. He got the other guy's video, put it up, and the other guy. And when Dark Waters sent his video, the guy was like, "Nah, man, this is I don't want to put this up because of copyright reasons." And so more or less, that just meant that Dark Waters wasn't getting no shine on dude's page. And he was like, "All right, then you know what? Fuck it, that's cool. Don't even worry about it." Like, which is what you do in those situations. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's like legitimately like, "I'm just not willing to try," then you just kind of let it the fuck go, and you just quit. And so that's how it all went. That's how it went down, according to what we could tell. So they end up. What ends up happening is there's like beef between those two, and yeah, there's beef between those two, and it seems like there was like some Twitter shit that went down, and like that's like again like the saddest way to describe it, but that's what it was. Like talking on Twitter, there was some disagreements, and somebody called somebody else a liar, and then the statement was the fucking the more or less Darkwater said that King Spooky was on some bullshit. King Spooky said,
It
"Prove
was
it."
basically like King Spooky started getting all these other people to, like, have his back because he felt attacked or whatever.
Yeah,
So, like, he brought all these other people into it. Like, so King Spook was basically getting, like,
I thought that was his
all this
name,
hate from all
Spook.
these people.
Right.
And
And
it was this thing. Like,
and
he was making
okay,
a big of deal of it than it needed to be.
they need be, but apparently King Spook told Dark Waters that no Dark Water called King Spook a liar. King Spook will say, "Well, prove it then." And it was at this juncture in this clusterfuck of a situation that I'm deciding to harp in on for whatever fucking reason was where things got sour. because fucking King's Dark Waters, instead of saying here, this is what you said, and I have the proof of it. I'll always have the proof of it. Even if you delete this information, I'll still have it no matter what. Like, that's what happened. But he did this in public. And he did it on Twitter. Like, he did it on Twitter in public. You can't see this anymore because King Spook has deleted his Twitter account. Because apparently dude had like some kind of fucking like mental break. I don't fucking know. That's just what I heard. And it was at this point that Unit 522 was like, hey, dude, that's fucked up. You shouldn't have done that. And, goddamn it, what's his name? Dark Waters was like, well, I'm not quite sure why you're harping in on this in the slightest, but, you know, you can be quiet. Because more or less that's what happened. Like, Unit 522 put his hat in the ring and decided, I'm going to say some words now that I don't necessarily need to say, but I'm going to fucking say. Okay, I'm not going to fuck this up this time. And so, that's where that's kind of where we go to Unit 522's video that he uploaded about 3 days ago. And he was just airing out some grievances and other nonsense that he felt needed to be said.
I didn't even check. Was that 3 days ago?
It was 2 days ago as of yesterday, so yeah.
Yeah. Good.
It was a new fucking video.
I was thinking about, like, because he said that, like, the actual thing that happened was 6 months ago.
Oh, no, yeah.
Kerfuffle.
Yeah, the oh my gosh. And that's the weird part about all of this, which makes me harping on it even weirder. So the thing between between Dark Waters and the thing between Dark Waters and the thing between Dark Waters and Unit 522 happened about 6 months ago. But the main thing that Unit 522 was complaining about, I hate to use that word, but the thing that he was upset about, what happened about 2 years ago now. And if I'm not mistaken, it actually did involve King Spook, where ultimately they were working on a collaboration with another channel, and he like kind of wanted to, like, he said this was before he had like a decent following, and he said that he asked King Spook to help him out, like, hey, I would like to collab with you. King Spook didn't. Ultimately, King Spook didn't seem interested. But instead of saying, nah, man, I'm good on that, which is what most people do in any situation when they don't want to do something, they just say, hey, nah, bruh, I'm straight. He didn't do that. He was on some like, well, I'm going to be busy and I ain't going to have time to do it, yada, yada, yada. Instead of just saying no. So, it seemed like, I guess for from Unit's perspective, like there was some animosity towards him.
Spook?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it was. Cause like that's the only reason, like, any of this like would be relative. Like I'm almost positive. If it wasn't
the King Spook stuff was like a side note to something else. I think it was, who the fuck was it? Was it Mr. Nightmare or something?
It might have been. Yeah, I apologize for bad information because that's a bad look on my end. It might have been Mr. Nightmare. Ultimately,
I'll listen to it real quick, and I'll tell you.
All right, cool. Ultimately, he wanted to freaking collab with a guy, and the guy was like, "Nah." That's what it was. But the guy didn't just tell him no. The guy was more or less kind of doing it, like going in a roundabout way of like telling him that I'm not interested.
But Corpse Husband.
Well, it was. Yeah, okay. Because all of that shit started between Corpse Husband and, oh my gosh, like it sounds sillier the more I think about it.
Okay, Unit and Corpse Husband had a kerfuckle as well. Like, this is a completely different situation. But halfway through the video of talking about his kerfuckle, that's the word I'm using for whatever reason, with Corpse Husband, he talks about the kerfuckle with King Spook and Dark Waters, right, and how it affected him.
Okay, so like the whole thing with Corpse Husband was, apparently somebody got wind of the beef that they had between the two of them, and they made this really there's fall damage in this game. They made this this picture of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and and they superimposed their faces on the characters for Mortal Kombat. The problem with that is people took that as like a direct shot, and Unit was like, no, like I didn't make the picture, I just shared it on Twitter. Which, in all fairness, like if you do that, then you're kind of egging it on, at least a little bit. And so,
I mean, because as the video goes on, it's clear that he had some of those feelings, but I don't
yeah,
know.
and it all stems from the idea that he wanted to work with Corpse Husband on a collab. Corpse Husband just was like, nah. And he was upset that Corpse Husband didn't
Because he kept saying that he was busy or whatever, and then he saw that he was working with Lazy Masquerade and all these really big YouTubers, and he's like, well, you got time for these people, but not for me.
But in all fairness, Unit, if you see this video, which I don't know why you would, but if you do, like in all fairness, when somebody says I'm gonna be busy or I'm not gonna have time, like, and then you see that they worked with someone else, there's a good chance that the I'm gonna be busy referred to them working with somebody else, you know, and like that makes sense to me at least, and it's like I totally understand feeling shirked. Because, like, as you said, like, during that time, you really could have used the help, like, getting your channel off the ground. Because I guess I call myself an upstart YouTuber. I've been doing this for about a year now, and yeah, I have, like, nobody watching, nobody listening. It's, you know, more at this point, it's just a hobby that I hope takes the fuck off. So, I get that. I totally understand that. I totally understand. Oh, shit. I totally understand, like, the salt that you might feel towards dude, but it honestly just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be extra upset. Like he accepts that he has like what he calls explosive disorder, which I'm guessing makes him kind of lash out at stuff.
Yeah, you say he had ADHD and explosive disorder.
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah, ADHD. I don't understand how the ADHD or any of that really has to do with like the way he saw the situation. So like that's I didn't get necessarily why he attacked Dark Waters. I didn't understand why Unit attacked Dark Waters. He says that like Dark Waters put his name in a situation.
Yeah, he said that in that video he apparently mentioned him. I don't remember exactly because
Well, like no, to be fair, like in Dark Waters' original video where he decided to like talk about like the thing that happened between him and King Spook, he did low key mention he mentioned Unit for like a half a second, and he didn't necessarily say anything bad, but he just kind of made it sound like Unit was like Unit or Unit's fans was like were part of the problem, and Unit was like that's not true, like and because you're saying this, like your fans are coming to my page and giving me shit, and like I want you to retract it. And according to according to Unit,
according to both of them, because they both said that they talked on the phone, but according to Unit,
is it was it did he? Because I could have swore that Darkwater said he offered him the chance to talk on the phone, but he never called him.
No, that was the other.
No. That's right. He said, there's a lot of he says in this shit.
It's a
lot of it. But ultimately,
but according to both of them, like as far as those last two videos go that came from Dark Waters and Unit, they both talked on the phone, and he said that Darkwater said he apologized to Unit, but Unit apparently wanted him to actually
take down the video,
put out a video.
Well, he wanted him to take the video down.
Do that or take the video down or make a new one saying like, "Hey, I was wrong."
But he said he's not going to do that.
Name out there. Yeah, he said I'm not going to do that because I didn't do anything wrong.
But apparently,
in a situation.
But apparently, Unit still felt like he was gonna do that, or that because that's the way it sounded. Unit flat out said that you lied. He said that Dark Waters claimed. Unit made it seem like
he did say he was going to do that.
Right. Unit made it sound. Yeah, he flat out said that he lied to him. That he said he would, but he never did. And because of that, all of Dark Waters fans came to him and were like giving him shit. Now here's like kind of where I got confused, because Unit, not Unit, but Dark Waters really kind of like gave Unit the business for not being able to like deal with the drama that comes with YouTube. And he says like when it comes to drama, he doesn't take down videos and stuff like that because he likes the drama. He you know, because it draws in money, which I totally
It
understand.
does. It's attention. Like
Like
it
people
gives
love it.
him money. It gives him ad revenue. Like
Yeah,
people want to see drama.
yeah. But at the same time, like when it comes to the way he's handling it, like his way of handling the drama, like personally, like when it comes to him, is to block people and like make it to where like the conversation just like doesn't get resolved. I can totally understand not wanting to facilitate the bullshit and continuously have people like commenting in your timeline or whatever the fuck, because he says that he doesn't understand like how Twitter works in the sense that people you only get a bit of a story, you never get the whole thing when it comes to Twitter.
Hmm.
And like yeah, like more or less, like, but truth be told, no one's gonna ever get the full story unless they were in the situation. Like that seems to be the only time anybody knows the truth. Like how things might come off are completely different as opposed to like what's actually said. Fuck, I forgot about the fall damage. And like yeah, it was, that part was strange to me. It's like it really. I hate to sound like a dick when I say this, but no, it felt like Dark Waters was like, yeah, you should just man up and learn to deal with it, but at the same time didn't want to deal with it on his own. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Okay, this is not gonna work out in my favor because this is a. Oh, it worked out in my favor. It's like so like that much I felt was kind of strange. Like yeah, Dark Waters like it just is what it is. Like he seemed to be, you know, more concerned with the idea that you should learn to deal with this because, you know, that's how life works or whatever the fuck. But at the same
Like he
time, like
basically it was the equivalent of him saying like get some thicker skin. Like just
yeah.
you're gonna have to deal with this if you're gonna be in this scene.
And by all means, like, you know, no, me and Wolf totally agree. Like that if you are going to put yourself out there in the public eye, you
Like
have
we all
you
know this. Like like given that like not to say that anything, but like I've done voice acting. Like I know like the shit that comes with that. Like people are gonna make fun of you. You gotta just accept that like people are gonna say shit about you, and you're just gonna
yeah.
have to
But like
take
this,
it with a
but this
smile.
I feel like this might be a little different in the concept that this is like, hey, you said something about a YouTuber I like, so fuck you. And it's like
Yeah,
that shit
yeah.
that shit is
Because it's
really
not his
stupid.
responsibility for what his fans do. Like
It's
he, even
not.
in that first video,
And
he said that
yeah,
he does not condone that.
no, he asked them all like, if you are going over there harassing a guy, like on my behalf, please don't do that because
I do not
that's
condone that. Like
yeah
exactly
I
what he said. I do not condone that.
and by all means, if you ain't into that, then okay. And how do I make this move? It's like I totally understand that. I do. Uh, so it's like I guess for me the reason like I felt like saying something about any of this was simply because one, as a upstart YouTuber, I completely understand how Unit felt when it came to Corpse Husband, like kind of shirking him on hitting him with this collab. Like, I totally get that. Like you're a bigger channel, like you could really help me out, and like it probably wouldn't take you much time. So could you please? And dude's just like no. Wow, like he didn't like he felt like you don't even deserve like a solid answer. Just I'm just gonna ignore the fuck out of you.
According to
And
Unit anyway.
right, and again he could be wrong, but and that's what hurt him the most. And he felt like that him and that dude were friends, and I guess that might have been the main reason he even considered asking him for the help because he considered them to be at least on, I guess you say, like speaking terms.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like he
and
said that himself. Like he considered him a friend at least. Like or at the very least like a friend, like a friendly like work associate.
right. Well, I mean, again, like, oh, that was weird. in this the thing that we all that you do, like YouTube is not necessarily easy. Like the idea of like trying to like garner fans or whatever is really difficult. But I guess like for me it's like the reason I wanted to say something, this is kind of silly on everybody's behalf. Like, because just the idea of it all just sucks. Like, the idea of all of that just truly, truly does suck. That, because the horror community on YouTube seems to be really solid. Like, I've never seen, like, gamers, like, YouTube gamers, Let's Players, or whatever you want to call them, have, like, this kind of kerfuffle. At least not publicly. Like, there was the whole Polaris debacle, but that was more or less like bad business management and people doing things that other people didn't want them to do. So yeah, the reason I did this, other than the previously stated reasons, and the reason I wanted NightFire here is because he's the one who really got me into getting into creepypasta. Like, I do at some point in the future want to do readings, but like the ideas I have are like kind of grandiose for what I'm able to do right now. So like I wanted him here, and like the whole thing is just bananas. Like the entire thing is just so bananas.
I mean, because to be fair, that was a lot of names, like, going
Yeah,
every which way.
yeah, true enough. Like the complete, it started out with a quick recap, I guess. It started out with Corpse Husband, and
No, no,
and
no.
Unit. Yeah, it started out.
It's King
King,
Spook. Or is it? I
no,
mean, I
no.
guess technically timeline-wise,
Yeah,
yeah.
timeline wise, it started out with Corpse Husband and Unit 522,
Unit.
and then there was a problem between King Spook and Dark Waters, and then like for whatever reason Unit 522 got involved, and that was like where the true problem kind of arose. Oh, what the fuck are you trying to show me? Oh. But if Dark Waters happens to come across this video, which again I doubt he will, your
For anybody.
yeah, your out of left field videos are fucking awesome. I love them. I like you've only done one so far, but I really do enjoy it. I don't know if King Spook's channel is still up. I don't recall seeing anything new in my feed from him. But yeah. So I can't get in there, but they want me to get in there? What the fuck? So I think that's kind of gonna be it. It's craziness, and hopefully in the
King
future.
Spook's last video was 2 weeks ago.
Really? Okay, so apparently his mental breakdown ended because again, like apparently this whole shit decided to make him quit, like delete his Twitter account, which I still feel is like a really out of the way thing to do. Like that's like ultimately just giving the fuck up. It's just I'm just not gonna try anymore. I was like, cause my feelings have been hurt and I quit.
Also, for anyone who cares and likes King Spook, apparently he's now recording for February and he's doing The House of Leaves.
For anybody who cares.
Whoever. For anyone who likes King Spook, there you go. To date this video.
But yeah, that's kind of it. I know the information in the conversation was kind of everywhere, and like it might not have made any sense to like even the people involved. The people who know what happened are gonna be like, that's not how that happened at all. I'm just going off of the videos. Like both of us watched the videos, and like ultimately that's how it went down. And it's weird. And ultimately I hope that everybody can return to a point where everybody was cool. Because again, like everybody's kind of in the same boat. It's like if you really, King's freaking Corpse Husband, man. If a small guy comes and hollers at you and like, hey, I'd like a little help. Like you're kind of like the big, like, people like you, Creepypasta and Mr. Creepypasta. Like, you guys are like the big brothers of the Creepypasta community on YouTube. I'm not saying it's your job to help people, but like you almost have like this weird like duty to like help guys out, like help out the small guys. Like as stupid as it might sound, but that's honestly what it feels like. Really, is this locked? No, it's not locked. Okay. So yeah. So guys, stuff, guys. I guess that's it. Is that it? We covered everything, right?
I guess that's about it. I mean, that's everything that we know about.
Yeah, I mean, Lord knows there's a good chance
How this
that...
progresses from here, who knows?
Oh, seriously. So yeah, as always, Mr. Diz 2K7, NightFire over there. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.